No, it is updated. Correct.
It's just there's no rally.
You just need to implement it. You need to actually do this.
They smell beautiful. What colors are they?
That's too bad.
Purple. Good job.
It's a little quiet today.
What are we?
I wonder if it's okay how to do it.
Want to have some snacks?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Let's put those down. Those go up there, okay?
Yeah. That's maybe why it's a little quiet.
I think also just like
We should eat a snack.
people are tired.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Let's sit in the shade. Let's
Yeah,
find a
the
shady
time
place.
people wake up, it's getting like later and later.
Well, that's okay.
Everybody in that room knows everything's set.
Did you see that Denver Post article? The Auraria tried to call the cops on us the second time, and BPD said, no, we're not going to do it.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. It just got posted in the Denver Post today.
Did it really? So the campus called the CPT asked them to come out again, and they said no.
Yeah. The cops
Really?
said we arrested 40 people, and then they just set back up. So if we came back, we'd have to arrest 80 people, and they would just set back up again.
Wow.
They didn't come.
Wow. And
Yeah, it's on the Denver Post.
and then nothing happened with the Zionists that wanted to power wash the sidewalks.
No, they got scared.
They got scared.
We had a couple agitators last night. That was the only bad thing.
So a couple of
Agitators is a bit generous in the term for random drunk dipshits.
Yeah,
uh,
pretty much.
okay, so they're random drug dipshits. Is that what
Yeah,
it
we
was?
had like 3 of them. I mean,
Okay.
They came.
At least
first.
one was the last one, the guy in the car. That was an agitator.
The last guy was agitator.
Yeah.
Can you see this, guys?
Glad we got rid of him.
And
Thank you.
Hey, yeah, thank you.
and
for
also
being
an
here.
update on the offer that they offered to it was what $15,000 in
$15,000.
donations to Red Cross.
Yeah.
Not even Red Crescent.
No, Red Cross.
And you guys said hell no, right?
Yeah, they said, oh no. Well, the letter literally said Red Cross operates in both Gaza and Tel Aviv. So the students were like, why would we leave for you to send more money to Israel? It's crazy.
It is crazy.
That's all they can think.
Yeah.
They're like, so we're not going to do anything you want, but we can invest in more weapons manufacturers. Would that make you leave? Like, actually, no.
Wow.
Believe it or not, no.
Wow.
They're getting desperate. And now that we know that the police like don't want to come, not to say that they won't,
Right.
but that they've said to the school that they don't want to, definitely puts them in a harder position.
It does.
Mhm.
It does. That's
Much
great.
harder position.
Oh, that's great. And then I also learned that that the students brought the porta potties in.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. To try to have better facilities.
Right.
And they tried to shut us down because of that.
Right. They tried to shut you down because of that. And even though they're worried about safety and
Yeah.
sanitation, but the porta potties are a solution to
Yes,
that.
exactly.
And then what about all the porta potties around the campus that the construction workers are using?
Yeah. They said, oh, there's a sanitation issue. We said, okay, we'll take care of it. And they said, no, wait, like, actually, we just want you gone.
Yeah. And so yeah, I was just doing an update on what's going on around here, and I wanted to show everybody the updated kitchen. It's awesome. It's so
We
fortified.
have so much space now.
No, so much space. It's still all really good food.
Yeah, I'm gonna go have lunch, I think.
Oh
Grab
yeah,
some tea.
yeah. Grab some lunch and
Warm
tea.
today,
It is. It's nice.
but we'll take that over
The wind and rain.
snow and the wind.
Oh yeah, that was
Exactly.
crazy. This is great. What is this?
This is a maple.
The maple.
We have some pagan community members, so
Yeah.
we're gonna do a Beltane, I think it's called. It's like the start of summer. The
Yes.
pagan start of summer.
Yes.
But it's in Palestine colors.
At 4:00.
Yeah.
Just gotta implement it.
Just gotta implement it. It's still there, you just gotta do it.
That's right. That's right.
It's so good to see you here.
It's so good to see you.
Filming.
Thank you. So it's kind of quiet today, but things are going on.
Mic check!
Mic check!
Mic check!
For everyone way in the back, mic check!
Mic check!
All right, the 7 of us. Oh. One moment, technical difficulty. Testing. Is it low on battery?
Look into the right.
Have you ever seen the bullhorn? Have you ever seen those photos where like he was at the UN and he had like a cut out and let me know a picture of it. It just says, I really need to use the bathroom underwater.
All right, where are my fellow delegates? You guys want to get lined up out front?
Come on, y'all! Can we get some chants going?
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
From the river to the sea,
From the river to the sea,
Palestine is almost free.
Palestine is almost free.
From the sea to the river,
From the sea to the river,
Palestine will live forever.
Palestine will live forever.
All right, so a lot of us over here just got back from a meeting with the chancellors or presidents of CCD, CU Denver, and MSU, as well as Colin Walker, the president of AHEC. As in the other meetings, they tried to essentially to just run out the clock and keep delaying us. They went back and forth on the same rhetorical points about wanting dialogue and discussions, as if the fact that we have been yelling our demands at them for 6 months doesn't tell them what this encampment is about.
Shame! Shame!
Seriously, if I don't know, if that doesn't tell them what we're doing here, I don't know what will. But there are some positive indicators. Our discussions with MSU's leadership proceeded much better, and we have some concrete steps we would like to report on. Talk about MSU.
I can talk about MSU.
Cool. MSU person.
Woo!
Hi. Hey. So, we made some pretty significant steps today. I think there are still a lot of points where we will have to apply pressure, especially because these strides we have made will mean nothing unless we can show them that we truly mean business. We were able to get the administrators to agree that we must meet with their board of trustees to talk about divestment. We have also established that we are going to work in tandem with the administrations of all three institutions to draft a statement condemning the genocidal actions against the Palestinian people. But the question of what happens after that meeting with the Board of Trustees and after that statement is drafted is dependent on how much we can show up and put pressure on them to keep their word. I was one of the students representing MSU Denver. I was also representing the old, tried and true tradition of anti-Zionist Jews. I'm a third-generation anti-Zionist. My family has fought against Zionism for as long as Zionism has existed. And I think it's important to note that we set the record straight that this encampment is a transformational step in welcoming everyone of all religious faiths. There are Jews and Muslims praying together. There is kosher and halal food. And they can't wield anti-Semitism as a weapon to silence the genocidal actions of an autocratic theocracy.
Yeah.
Closer, yeah. I am very grateful for the steps that we were able to accomplish, but we are going to need your help moving forward.
I feel we had a very productive meeting. We started off a bit confused. They seemed very keen on dialogue. A bit confused that we wanted to discuss demands, but fortunately we cleared it up by the end. We have a meeting with the Board of Regents and the Board of Trustees. Board of Trustees respectively. We also got confirmation that the CCD closure transition to online classes was made with consideration for faculty and student safety, but only after they called in the police and failed to remove the encampment, and when it was made clear that we are not violent people. And we have many bruises. If the police had bruises, we know we would be seeing that on the news right now. And I want to make it clear that we are all keen for discussion. You can come down here, talk anytime we like. We have been sending representatives to several meetings of organizations. We're going to be at the City Hall on Monday. But we also at some point want to talk about concrete next steps, which is what we went up there for and what we're going to be talking to the Board of Trustees and the Board of Regents about. Also, they have agreed that they do not want to bring in the police again, and that is not something that they want to do, but that they are so deeply very concerned about us in the light of the recent events at UCLA and the counter-protesters there. And we pointed out very succinctly that there were 2 nights of violence at UCLA, the first with the counter-protesters, and the second with the police present, which is when you see the man with the blood-soaked scalp being treated by medics. Next speaker.
Alrighty, yes. I was one of the CU people in this meeting, and I have to say, I am kind of incredibly disappointed in Michelle Marks.
Shame! Shame!
She wasn't even willing to talk to us. She stayed silent almost the entire meeting before leaving before us.
What? Shame!
She says that she's trying to engage in dialogue, but I didn't even hear her talking to us. Much less engaging, much less negotiating. There is some very good things that came out of this. They've said that they will consider publishing a statement drafted by joint students and faculty. They've said that they will schedule a meeting with their Board of Trustees, and allegedly they're going to get us a meeting with the Board of Regents, allegedly. We don't have any of that in writing yet. We don't have that meeting taking place yet. So we're going to stay here and we're going to make sure that those happen. They say they want to negotiate with us. Okay, we can negotiate. But as we were telling them in there, that we do love having these discussions. But the place for the discussions is not behind closed doors between leaderships, but right here in this camp, in public, as a public forum where ideas can be freely exchanged. I would like to personally invite Janine Davis and Michelle Marks and I blank on the name, Colleen Walker, down to this camp to talk with us about why we're here. I think all of us would be more than happy to explain our positions and talk about the complex history of the situation with them in a public space. But they don't seem to be willing to do that. They don't seem interested in actually hearing why we're here. They just want to stall us and wait us out. But we're not going to let that happen, are we? No. We aren't. And to say more on that, I have Gerald here, who has some more to say.
Thank you, Autumn. Yeah, like Autumn said, they've offered a lot of things that they haven't offered yet, which is this meeting with the trustees. Janine Davidson did offer financial transparency, but says it's information that's already public. And we're going to work on writing a statement, since they're too lazy to do it themselves, basically just saying we condemn genocide, and if they can't sign that, it's extremely telling. But all of these promises, yeah, like Autumn said, have been word their mouth to us only. And we've just gotten to the point where we don't even want to hear the word dialogue from them. Here's the place for dialogue, for learning. You all have come and taught and learned from each other, and this is the most educational, free-thinking space on campus right now. But in there, we want negotiations. We told them in there we're having no more meetings with them if it's not negotiations toward our demands. And I just want all of them to hear this from me personally. Colleen Walker, Michelle Marks, Janine Davidson, Marie DeSantis. We are not afraid to take this all the way to graduation if we have to. If that is what it takes to expose your corruption and refusal to act, that is what we'll do. The students walking and graduating this semester deserve to know that their voices mean nothing to the administrators. If what it takes is taking this to graduation and saying, hey, come out there and come here, we'll celebrate your time. We'll celebrate all your efforts to learn and grow right down here at the Popular People's University of Gaza. We'll celebrate you right here. And we're not afraid to take this as far as we need to.
All right, so I think we've summed up the meeting pretty well. So I just want to take a step back and just kind of clarify the position that we're in now. Because on the first day, when we were setting up tents, they came down here and they told us, you know, this has been very successful. We're very glad that you're making your voices heard, that you're exercising your First Amendment rights, but you need to take the tents down. We didn't take the tents down. The next day, they called the cops. They arrested 40 of us. We had to move the tents. Then the cops left. We put the tents back up. And after that, we had another round of negotiations with them. They told us, you know, we're happy to talk with you. We're happy that you're exercising your First Amendment rights, but the tents have to go. Let's have a dialogue. Let's come up with creative solutions. We told them, no, you're going to have to meet our demands if you want us to leave. And now at this meeting, now they're finally offering concessions. They are starting to fold. The institutions on this campus, CU, MSU, CCD, AHEC, they're like trees in a forest. If one of them falls, the rest of them will too.
Yeah.
And so if I may, I'm a student journalist. I write for CU's paper, The Century, and I recently wrote an open letter to the administration of this campus. And if I may, I'd just like to read that very briefly. Dear Chancellor Marks, President Davidson, and Miss Walker, up until very recently, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with my life. I am passionate about many things, and to decide on just one of those passions was a difficult prospect. This is why I chose political science as my major. It is a broad topic with many intersecting fields and diverse possibilities. During my 2 years on this campus, I have felt myself pulled back and forth between different futures, different versions of myself that I could become, and no singular answer had become clear. On Friday, April 26th, clarity shot through this fog of confusion when the knee of a Denver police officer landed on my back. Zip ties tightened around my wrists, and as I found myself in the back of a police van, and then a holding cell, and then a jail cell, my thoughts sharpened enough to reveal this. I want to be a journalist. More specifically, my mission is to document, support, and uplift the struggles of people who seek to create a more just world. As I sit here writing this on the Tivoli Quad, in a dark, wind-blown tent, surrounded by my fellow students and community members, I realize that the only way to achieve this mission is to experience that struggle for myself. I have spent the past few days talking to various news sources, from the local to the international, and many of them have come equipped with journalism degrees and expensive cameras. However, what they don't have is the lived experience of this struggle against genocide, and I believe that this is the essence of real journalism. A few days ago, a reporter from CPR told me something that will stick with me. He said that when a journalist is arrested, they call it getting a notch on their belt. I am proud to have gotten my first notch for this cause, and I am proud to have been arrested, and I am proud to have spent a night in jail, and I am proud to have stood up to you three, as a student, as a journalist, and as a member of Students for a Democratic Society.
We're proud of you!
So there's the credit I can give you, administrators. Your anger and fear over the growing pro-Palestine student movement on Auraria campus has not only exposed your true loyalties, but also my own direction in life. For this, I thank you for showing me what political struggle and oppression really feels like. You play the role of the villain quite well. In the course of my studies as a political science student, I have become familiar with historical villains such as yourselves. They have appeared in the 1960s during the Vietnam War protests, in the 1980s during the South African apartheid protests, and now in the 2020s with this historical movement for Palestine. These villains are not remembered fondly, and the passage of time has vindicated the students whom they fought so hard to repress. This is a historical trend I have discussed with you all personally, and I hope you think very deeply on your own positions in history. You have the opportunity now to buck the trend, and the only thing you have to do is meet with the students in good faith, divest from the genocide of the Palestinian people, and stand on the right side of history. This will not be a simple process logistically, but morally and materially, your choice is obvious. It is one of the greatest prides of my education to meet so many upstanding students, professors, and community members in the course of this encampment. They are the bravest people I know, and the community we have established will forever occupy a corner of my heart. We will continue this fight to its conclusion, and when we fight, we win. Free Palestine and solidarity forever.
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
So one more thing I wanted to say is, I don't know if any of you happened to catch the NYPD press conference yesterday after they cleared out Columbia University. But they held up this great big lock with many chains on it, and they said, this is something professionals use. This is something students could not be capable of using. And of course the device was a bike lock sold by Columbia University. There seems to be a worrying trend that the powers that be cannot possibly comprehend that we are doing this on deeply held moral stances. They can't comprehend the concept of principles. They can't comprehend that we don't pack up after a rainy weekend. Yeah. I think they're starting, though. I think they're starting. I think they need to realize we care about this as much as our education, because this is an integral part of our education and what it means to be a good citizen in a democratic society.
Gaza cannot wait, and Gaza has already waited too long. The West Bank cannot wait, and has already waited too long. They have demonstrated a commitment to nonviolence in the March for Return. They have demonstrated a commitment to an open dialogue, as these administrators would call it. And I think it's time for all of us to take up our equal share of the burden. I would also like to highlight what my friend over here said to Miss Janine Marks as we were all shaking her hands after her, excuse me.
They're all the same.
That bitch, I don't know. Students felt unsafe here long before October 7th. That's all.
Okay. This meeting was some progress. We're making some headway. It's going to be a bit more until we have anything concrete in the works. But it shows that we are on the right side of history.
That's right.
The tides are turning in our favor. The public has made it known what they want, and what they want is not corrupt university administrators calling SWAT teams and riot police on peaceful student demonstrators.
Shame! Shame!
Columbia tried to do that, and all it did was start a international movement of solidarity. All that they managed to achieve with their acts of senseless violence was to cement this in the minds of the public, in the minds of the world, as a social issue that matters now, that is happening now, and is going to change now. And we are all part of that change. So turn out, show up to these encampments, keep the donations coming in from our community. Thank you all so much. Thank you, each and every one of you here today at this camp. You're doing incredible work for the liberation of not just the Palestinian people, but of us all. Because as long as any of us are oppressed, we are all oppressed. Cool. And back to Gerald.
I would just like to say one more thing. We are seeing these steps happen slowly but surely. The cracks are forming. When one caves, the others are next. We need you to please remember why you are here. We are here for something that's so much larger than us, but something that is a part of the human experience, and that's empathy for human lives. So please, please remember why you're here. We need every single one of you to win this fight, because we will win it. When we fight, we win. Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
From the river to the sea!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine is almost free!
Palestine is almost free!
Palestine is almost free!
Palestine is almost free!
Gaza, Gaza, you will rise!
Gaza, Gaza, you will rise!
Palestine will never die!
Palestine will never die!
Gaza, Gaza, you will rise!
Gaza, Gaza, you will rise!
You have students on your side!
You have students on your side!
Gaza, Gaza, you will rise!
Gaza, Gaza, you will rise!
You have Denver on your side!
You have Denver on your side!
From the river to the sea!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine is almost free!
Palestine is almost free!
Thank you for all your support.